Hello everybody, my name is Lily, and today I want to answer the question, is Cube Challenge in Schaumburg, Illinois worth your money? The rules are simple. I'll be rating Cube Challenge on 5 different categories, each rated 1 through 5. The categories for today are quality, enjoyment, games, organization, and finally, price time value. With all that away, I'll see you guys after Cube Challenge. Okay, I am back. If you guys don't know what Cube Challenge is, the place has recently opened up. It is a series of rooms you can enter and do fun little challenges inside with 3 different difficulties. And, I was spoiled before this with all the places I've been rating. I was spoiled. This place did not spoil me. Fair warning, I think this video has some of the lowest scores I think I've ever given. And I will tell you why. There were some things I liked and a lot of things I did not like. Starting off with the quality, I gave this a 3. It was about average because half of the rooms did not work at all. It wasn't even like user error. It straight up just was broken. I couldn't even enter one of the rooms for the entire time I was there. Half the stuff was broken. Some of the technology was really cool. That's the only reason why it has a 3. Because some of the technology was cool, but it really felt like this place was just putting all of their money into cool technology and not actually implementing the technology well. You had the super high-tech locker system that uses facial recognition, and then you had a game that you couldn't even use because it didn't work. And on top of that as well, each of the rooms, instead of having directions on how to play these games, because some of these games are pretty self-explanatory. Most of them are not self-explanatory in the slightest. Most of them you have to just figure out as you go, because instead of having directions on the front, like a place that I love called Activate Games, which is just so much better, and I will make a video about one day because I love that place, they just have short little blurbs.
And I'm actually really quirky and fun and kind of tell you what to look out for. And I don't want quirky and fun.
I want actual directions.
Don't tell me, uh-oh, better look out for this and that. Tell me, this is how you play the game. Because so many of the rooms, I had no idea what I was doing. I had to figure it out and ask questions about how to play these rooms, and I should not need to ask questions for such tiny basic rooms. All these rooms are so small, and you would think that'd be easier to do, but they aren't. And on top of that, the time they give you for some of these rooms is way too short, to the point where they're not even playable. Half these rooms are not even playable, especially for the amount they're charging you, which, by the way, just before this video, I did some last-minute research on the pricing just to see how much it costed, and I could not believe it because I did it on a discount. And the fact they charge the amount they do is incredible. This place is such a waste of money. It's ridiculous. It's so low quality. Speaking of which, let's get into the next category, which is enjoyment, which ended up getting a 2 out of me because it's not fun. Everything is either a basic carnival game or it's broken. I don't understand how so many games can be broken. This place has barely been open. How is that even happening? In the couple of rooms that were fun, they don't even have a lot of things you can do with them. With Activate, there's basically infinite amount of replayability. There are 10 levels per challenge, and there's 7 or 10 different types of games you can play, including co-op or PvP. At Activate here, it's just 3 levels per room. That's it. There is no replayability. And on top of that, you don't even get any prizes, which I guess is maybe not a requirement, but it's good. At Activate Games, you get coins, and you can use those coins to pay for various things, including more time. This is nothing. You go into rooms that you can't even replay for no reason other than for random points for no good reason. This place was so high quality in some ways and so low quality in other ways. It was ridiculous. As well as every single room had this weird mascot who was so low poly it was ridiculous, and some of the rooms were really grating to hear. During one of the few fun rooms, which I'll get into later, it was supposed to be really fun, but I couldn't because of how loud it was. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get into the games as the next category, which also got a 2. This place was just not good. And of course, now's the time when I get to these mini categories, which is the only fun part about going to this place is the fact I get to talk about it now. Starting off with the first room, which was Knockout. I also did not get any footage of these rooms, by the way. They didn't want anybody recording, which I can't imagine why. It's not like that would give you some idea on how to play these games, even if you did. Honestly, they probably need some sort of social media presence. Otherwise, I cannot imagine this place is going to be open long. It is so low quality. Starting off with Knockout, which ended up getting a 2 out of me. This is a really physical room where there's things that come out of the walls. You try and get across the walls as fast as you can. It's fun, but there's not enough footholds at all. There's a strict path you have to follow, and if you are not fit enough to get across that, you are not winning this room ever. And on top of that, the actual things that come out of the wall to try and like push you off, if you're an adult, it won't even affect you. I legit stood there and like took hits from them for fun, and they did nothing. I did not even beat the room, by the way, because of the few footholds. You would have to literally jump across the wall in order to do it in time. Just not the best executed room. Could have been really cool, wasn't. After that was a laser maze, which is average. It was just, a basic laser maze. Wasn't even that difficult, by the way. You could crawl under the entire thing if you're small enough, which I was. You don't even need to be that small. But it's average. There was another game called Lightfield, which got a 4 out of me. But I can't even give this one any credit, because this is very clearly just a ripoff of places like Activate Games and their version of this, which is just you step on these tiles to get points, and you can't step on X tile, but you can't step on this tile. It's fun, but it's so small, the rooms are so small that it doesn't even get much credit for what it can do right. There was another room called Restricted Area, which was very physical, but you also don't get enough time to cross this room. I don't understand why there's even a timer in the first place. I mean, I guess you kind of need a timer, other people could take forever in there, but it was too short, especially for what the room is. You have to be in top physical condition to do any of the physical rooms, which I think is awful. It's like, what's even the point if most people can't even play your room at all? In that one, my fiance, who's not as fit as I am, which is incredible because I am not very fit either, he just stood back and let me play until we eventually lost because we ran out of time. And I will say I did have fun, but I just can't see this being worth it to anybody else. There was also Speed Barrels, another game which got a 1 out of 5, and that was a waste of a room. You just run on a barrel, and that's it, and you don't even have to run on it. I don't even get why they even bothered wasting a whole room on this. I also have one called All In. I don't remember what that is. I gave it a 4 though. 2 simple in buttons didn't work is my notes, so I don't remember what this room is. And this place is so not worth my time for even bother looking up what the room is. So I'll just trust myself that it was fun, but too simple and not worth the time or money. There was also Bomb Squad, which was one of the only ones that got a 5 out of me. There was only, I think, now one other that got a 5 out of 5 for the terms of the games. But it was so confusing at the start, and there's a whole bunch of random graphics for no reason. This is the room I was talking about. Because when you enter the room, when you start the game, it'll give you a little access code, which is really cool. You get to type into a panel, and somebody gets to enter the room with the bomb. That's kind of how you play it with these 2 different areas. But the sound the door makes is agonizingly loud. It is a blaring, beeping noise, and it goes on for such an extended period of time to where I don't even understand why I even gave it a 5 now, with how awfully loud it was. And this game is so confusing. At the hard level, there are these shapes associated with numbers you have to give them, which then give you a color code, and you put that in, except they couldn't even bother to make all the shapes unique. So I'm there desperately with my fiance asking, is it
The thin or the thick version of the square?
And of course, it looks completely different on the bomb, so we have no idea what we're doing, and we only managed to get through this room through pure luck. This was one of the only rooms where we got through all 3 levels. I think it was this one, the laser maze, and that was it. Maybe a couple others, but that was it, like 4 games. I like the 20 rooms they have, because those are the only ones that even mildly worked. After that, I have Canned It, which I put down as a 1. It did not work. Don't remember this one either. After was Clef de Sol, which was just a memory game based around music. I like this one, but only because I really like music and I like singing. I did choir for all of high school and all of middle school. That was the only reason I liked it. Besides that, it was just average. It was also Genius, which also did not work. No other notes, didn't even play it, so can't rate something I didn't do. After that was Rainbow Mine, which was also a very fun game. The few times where they were really creative and capable of really fun games, it was really fun. But they also didn't give you any directions. And at first we didn't know what we were doing wrong. It took us a long time to figure out what we were doing wrong, which is ridiculous. There was also Spot the Difference. It was just Spot the Difference. It was just a really weird version of Spot the Difference. I got a 2. It was meh. There was also Worlderland, which also got a 2. It was just basic geography and trivia. Nothing else to it. So many of these rooms were just cool painting and singular stationary object in the middle of the room. Any room that was not like that was typically broken. Same thing with 7 blocks. We couldn't even get 7 blocks to work either, which is meant to be some sort of Tetris version. Also got a 1. Bubble Trouble also got a 1. Was also way too confusing. Turns out there was these buttons on the floor, which you can't even see, and it does not give you enough time at all to complete any of the challenges, so that was that. Also, Buzzer Beater, which was meant to be basically basketball, except you can't play basketball because they have these bars to stop you from getting into like the room. So you basically have to imagine this is a bar right here. You have to kind of do the entire time. There's no actual skill involved. You have to pray you kind of got the right angle. Anybody good at basketball is probably going to struggle with this because why are there bars?
Why are there bars?
Why couldn't you have built this room better? Why? There's also Crazy Circuit. It was also meh. It was just pressing buttons. That was it. It wasn't even anything fun. Or no, that was not. That was a different one. Crazy Circuit was you have to get just a ring down to the bottom and you can't touch the metal. That was it. Also Crystal Maze, which also got a 1, and my only note for this one is buttons why. I don't know what that means, but I clearly did not like it. Also Hitball, which was just a worse version of the typical carnival game, where you just throw stuff. And also Lights On, which got a 3, because it was just so painfully average. And this isn't even all the games, I don't think, because there was also one... Oh, that was Candid. I'm thinking of the Candid room. Yeah, Candid room was this really cool idea of a room. If you imagine making the car scene from the original Wreck-It Ralph movie, how they have all these fun levers and stuff, that was kind of meant to be this room. And it would have been so cool if A, there were directions, and if B, the room actually worked. The levers did not work. Nothing worked. Half the stuff in this building did not work. It was ridiculous. But on to the next category, which is organization, which got a 2 out of me. Because there are no directions. There are cute little blurbs of, oh my god, you gotta get ready, but don't get distracted by all the sweet surprises. Instead of, hey, this is how you play the game. Ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. I can't imagine this place is fun for anybody, honestly. I doubt the kids would have any fun. They're not winning anything. They're not doing anything. It's frustrating for the parents. It's frustrating for everybody. It's just frustrating. The whole place is just so frustrating. Which brings me to price time value, which I gave a 4. Which, honestly, I'm going to change. I'm going to change it. Because I gave it a 4 based off of what I had paid for it, which was $20 for 90 minutes. But that was on a discount that by the time this video goes out isn't even going to exist anymore. Because I looked up the actual prices. It is $22 to $32 a person. Depending on both the day of the week, as well as whether or not you're doing a 60 or 90-minute session. You could pay $32 a person for a 90-minute session on the weekends. That is not worth it. It was barely worth the $20 I paid for. It was barely worth it. So you know what? I'm changing it. It's not getting a 4. It's in fact getting a 2. Because that is not worth the money. Oh my god, I can't believe anybody would ever actually pay for this. And making these videos, I had to make a pretty major decision on what I wanted to do about this place, because I have discovered I kind of need to keep a good relationship with many of the places I review. You know, that's kind of what I need to do. But I think that's more a rule I need to have with restaurants. That's where I need to keep the good PR with. Places like these, I'm not going to have any relationship with outside of me going there and trying it once. This place is not worth your money. I don't need to now recalculate all the scores because I just changed everything based off of my new information that this place is not worth it. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go ahead now and get into the totals. Overall, Cube Challenge in Schaumburg, Illinois got an average score of a 2.2 out of 5 and a total score of 11 out of 25, making this the worst rated place I have ever been to. Do I think this place is worth your money? No. Oh, no. There are so many better places that I've reviewed and so many places I have not reviewed that are infinitely more worth your money than this place. Do not go to this place. It is, oh god, it's bad. I would say unless they fix all the rooms, actually give you proper instructions and stop trying to be all cute with all the little blurbs. This place is not worth your money. You will not have fun. You will just come out frustrated. And don't think it's you, by the way, because places like these will trick you into thinking it's your fault, that you're maybe not just playing it right. It's not you. It's them. They're not giving proper instructions. They're not properly thinking out these rooms. Do better. Cube challenge. Do better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually did enjoy making this video. Not enjoy recording of the video, but I did enjoy this part of the video where I got to tell you about it. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and support other places unlike this place. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye!